This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 1 through 2, is that we're commanded by our Heavenly Father through his son Yahweh Shai, who the world only calls Jesus, to prophesy to our people, all right? To speak to our people, all right? The words of prophecy, okay? To prophesy to our people, all right? Meaning tell our people things that are going to happen before they happen. That's what the word prophecy means, to say before, okay? Now, we here at Great Millstone, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have been saying for years, okay, that a major cyber attack is coming. A major one, okay, which is going to have major ramifications on the business and infrastructure, okay? And when we say business, we're talking about banks. And when we say infrastructure, we're talking about power outages, okay? And now, what we're seeing on the international global level is this war, right? And now Iran is on the forefront, okay, in terms of this, of the news media. And look, the lead U.S. cyber agency, all right, which is that it's called cybersecurity. It's right here. I always get it jacked up. It falls under Homeland Security, okay? Cybersecurity Infrastructure Security Agency, right? CISA, as they call it, right? Is saying that it's stretched thin as Iran hacking threat escalates, okay? Are you seeing the narrative being painted? Okay. Do you see where this is going? Check this out. Experts are bracing for a wave of cyber attacks from Iran. So experts are now saying, yep, a wave of cyber attacks are coming from Iran. The leading cybersecurity agency in the U.S. is operating under a partial government shutdown. Right. The U.S. government is still on the partial government shutdown. And you notice how Fox and CNN is not even telling their audience that the government is still in a partial government shutdown. All right. And it's affecting Homeland Security. And this is why they are stretched in the cyber agency, the U.S. Cyber Agency Department, because it falls under Homeland Security, which this article says. And dealing with major leadership changes. Right. Now, this article came out March 3rd. All right. So they knew that the head of Homeland Security, that clown-looking face woman, all right, Kristi Noem, with all that makeup caked up, throw her in the pool, all right? And when she comes out, she's going to look like Freddy, okay? Freddy Krueger, all right? She was just fired, right, by Donald Trump over some scandal having to do with money, because that's what these Edomites, all right, that's their God, is money. And they'll rob, cheat, steal, kill, for it. So she's out. And now they got some Senator Mullen, that's replacing. So you're dealing with major leadership changes, right? And check this out. U.S. lawmakers and politicians previously flagged a government shutdown as a major risk to the country's ability to thwart attacks. So again, We got a narrative being painted. Okay? All right? You have the partial government shutdown, which is causing stress on the cybersecurity infrastructure security agency in terms of manpower. All right, you having the what's it called? The war in the so-called Middle East. All right, which experts are increasingly warning of online attacks from Iran on U.S. and business and infrastructure. Okay. Oh, by the way, let me gotta play because me and my brothers in GMS Miami yesterday, we were bringing this out. How even Jamie Dimon is warning of a cyber attack coming from Iran. Right? Let's play this. Okay.
Before the war on Iran broke out, there were mounting concerns about private credit and that defaults there could have bigger ripple effects across the financial markets. Joining us now in a first on CNBC interview is JP Morgan Chair and CEO Jamie Dimon with our very own Leslie Picker from JP Morgan's Global Leveraged Finance Conference in Miami Beach.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. All right, all these bankers, all these investment firms, they're all now okay, working down here in Miami or in South Florida. All right, so what does that mean for New York? Okay, it's like everything's coming down here in South Florida. All these conferences and all these backdoor deals. Okay, all these business firms are moving down here. Okay, so yeah, this was down in South Florida, Miami Beach. All right, all the big bankers. All right, came down here, and JP Morgan was hosting it. So let's play.
Leslie, over to you.
Kelly, thank you so much, and thank you, JD, for taking the time to sit down with us. And it was a very important day. Everyone's trying to make some sense of the news over the weekend, and you've long said that the markets have underappreciated the, quote, complex geopolitical...
Right there. It's called Global Leveraged Finance Conference. Okay? Global. All right? So, yeah. This is going to... The cyber attack is going to affect globally, all right? Especially here in America, which America is the heart of the whole financial system. Okay, again, Babylon the Great. This is where the nations are doing business with. Okay, especially on the financial sector. So let's play.
Conditions. What do you make of the latest developments with Iran and the market's reaction today?
First of all, hi. Hello, CNBC. Hello, Kelly. The first thing I want to say is that my heart goes out, and we're praying for all our soldiers and sailors overseas and our employees. We obviously have employees in a lot of those cities.
He don't give a fuck. He's for the wars. He's making money off the wars. Bankers love war. They profit off of war. Okay? All right? So, yeah, this is all lies. Okay? What's the scripture say? Though he humble himself, right? Never trust thy enemy. Never trust. All right? And JP Morgan Chase has been found out to have a whole bunch of ties with Jeffrey Epstein. All right? But yet there's Jamie Dimon. Okay? Because these people, okay, run the world. So they don't have to worry about going to prison. Okay? Sirach or Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his weakness. That's why you're not supposed to trust these so-called white people. All right? They're the biblical Edomites. All right? They are our enemy, pursuant to Psalm chapter 83. Okay? One of our enemies. 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, right? Oh, I feel, bad for what's going on. I have sympathy. My heart goes out. It's all bullshit, all right? Yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou hast known that his rusts have not been altogether wiped away. Right. Okay, and they want this war narrative too, so that when the cyber attack comes, all right, they then have the solution, which is, you already know, everybody out of physical cash, going into this digital prison house, okay, which eventually the RFID chip, which is the mark of beast, will be made mandatory. That's what this is all leading to. The RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. And thou shalt know that his rusts have not been altogether wiped away. 12. Set him not by thee. Right. You got Jake out there hanging out with the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, wanting to be, wanting to act like the so-called white man, want to party with the so-called white man. Lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Yep. So, this is all bullshit. Oh, my heart goes out. All right. These Edomites, all right, especially these bankers, they know exactly what's going on. And they're all for these wars because it justifies the cost. All right. Order out of chaos. The Hegelian dialect. Problem, reaction, solution. Okay. And that's why the cyber attack is coming. They want it so they can change the whole financial system to a digital prison house. All right. Linked to a RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. Continue.
That's the most important thing. The second thing is the hope that this might lead to a long, just peace in the Middle East. I think the odds of that are higher. Tom Friedman wrote a great op-ed today. While there's risk associated with this, it's very hard to predict.
Again, he's lying through his teeth. Okay? He's lying through his teeth. All right? They want it to be prolonged. And today, all right, even the Trump administration is saying, yes, this war is going to be prolonged. It's going to be till now September, which that's bullshit in itself. This is Iraq 2.0. They said the same shit in Iraq, all right? And that's how you know these Edomites, these so-called white people in America are fucking stupid, okay? You have low IQ, all right? Do you know when you say you have a high IQ, what you're saying is, okay, and this is how you know you don't have a fucking high IQ. When you say you have a high IQ, you're saying you're able to have the ability, all right, to see patterns, pattern recognition, and to then to have discernment. And you lack pattern recognition and discernment. The bulk of you Edomites, you so-called white people, because this is the same shit that they were selling to your dumbasses 20 years ago, okay? It's, damn. When was 9/11? 2001. Shit, that was 25 years ago, okay? And right after that, right? 24, 25 years in terms of selling the war. Oh, this is going to be short, okay? Remember that retard, okay, Bush, flying down onto the aircraft carrier with mission accomplished? Yeah, right, okay? IEDs were going off, all right? The Afghan war still going on. All right, Afghan war didn't end till 2021. And who took it over? All right, who got kicked out? Okay? Who got kicked out of Afghanistan? The American military. And who took it over? The Taliban. The same Taliban, all right, that you were trying to overthrow, all right, 20-something years ago. So this is all bullshit. They make money off of war, all right? But, you're going to have suckers with low IQ, which are these Edomites, these so-called white people. They're going to fall for this shit. Okay, because you gotta have a sucker, all right, and it's these so-called white people, Edomites, all right.
Built on outcomes, maybe it will be a catalyst to get that done, and obviously the sooner the better. So, and you see what's doing in the markets, not dramatic, economic, the economy is not often driven by something like that unless it's prolonged.
Yep, and it came out today that it's prolonged. That now it's September, and then when we get to September, if we get to September, Lord willing, all right, they push this chip out, and then after that, boom, the nukes fly, all right, and that's the spirit you got to be in, all right. You want to get the hell out of this hellhole, all right. However, we are seers, and we know certain things have to happen. So yeah, and it's looking more likely that we will go to this September, and when they go to the September, they're going to kick the can down the road. But hopefully by then there's boots on the ground, because that's another thing which I'm going to play this video. All right, and that's you're going to see it all connect. All right, cyber attack, they'll blame it on Iran. Okay, which will then justify boots on the ground. Okay. Because that would be a major reason to send boots on the ground, all right, when you mess up the whole financial system.
What about inflation? As people kind of think about the potential ripple effects of higher...
And bear with me. He's going to talk about Iran and cyber attacks, so just bear with me, okay? Well, the elect are going to bear. The rest of y'all are just going to go, what are you doing right now? Are you scared? Are you watching commentators? Are you watching Fox and CNN, hoping that those words will soothe your feeble minds? Or I know you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans. All right, some of y'all fucking scared. Yeah, okay. You should be. All right, you should be. Okay, because fear is good. Fear is necessary, and if fear is needed, all right, because you are out of your damn minds. The shit that y'all doing, okay, disrespecting the Lord daily. And by the way, you're the biblical Hebrew Israelites, whether you want to acknowledge it or not.
Oil prices, for example, obviously today's move is just one day. Do you see a risk that this could lead to sustained inflation over the long run?
I don't think this thing in an isolated way will. I think there's some risk. There's more inflation than people think, and that could be like a skunk in a party if that ever happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen, and no one actually knows. But this right now will increase gas prices a little bit. And again, if it's not prolonged, there's not going to be a major inflationary hit.
Well, they said it's going to be prolonged. So now Jamie Dimon's going to have to eat those words, all right? But he knows it's going to be prolonged. He's bullshitting. And what did Donald Trump say? And bear with me, we're going to the cyber attack, but I like to these are what I call kicking you while you're down, for these idiots that think America's going to go on and on. All right, Donald Trump says if gas rises, it rises. He just said this today. Exclusive. Trump on rising gas prices during Iran operation. It's Iran. Look at it, Iran operation. No, it's a war with Iran. All these fucking news speech. If they rise, they rise. So Donald Trump's okay for gas prices rising. Okay, if they rise, they rise. Okay, but hey, this is confusion to y'all that want to trust. Okay, in the shadow of Egypt, that want to lean upon this broken reed, to your own confusion, man. Okay. And that's talking to mainly our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. All right, you honestly think that shit is going to be sweet in America, that things are going to get back to normal? No, it's fucking not. It's going to get more chaotic and it's going to be rough. Okay, those that have children, it's going to be rough. Those that are raising kids, all right. You single, independent women, it's going to be rough for your asses. Yeah, that's how we know Isaiah 4:1 is coming. All right. It's only a matter of time, man. The clock is ticking. All right? Let's keep going.
Again, if it went on for a long time, that would be different.
Another concern that I've seen mentioned out there is the risk of retaliatory cyber attacks. Banks being a potential target there.
We got to stop this. Okay, here we go. One more time. Okay, let's go back. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I'll put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. Verse 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true right. And this is something we have been saying here at Great Millstone through the Spirit and Power Yahweh Shema Shai. We've been talking about cyber attacks and how, all right, it will be used as a tool, all right, to further, all right, the ultimate agenda, which is the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, because they have to change the whole system. All right. And now look, okay, you got even this reporter is talking about cyber attack. Okay, a potential cyber attack, as well as the cybersecurity. What's the name of it again? The cybersecurity infrastructure security agency, talking about the same thing. So let's play this one more time.
There is the risk of retaliatory cyber.
Again, if it went on for a long time, that would be different.
Another concern that I've seen mentioned out there is the risk of retaliatory cyber attacks. Banks being a potential target there. How concerned are you?
Banks being a potential target. Ooh, banks. Yeah, because again, the system has to change. Everything has to go digital. All right, they got to get people out of physical cash. So why not? Okay, create chaos in the banks. All right. Yeah, it's going down, man. It is going down. And they got the narrative, Iran. Okay. And then that will allow Donald Trump to send in boots on the ground. All right. They fucked up with our economy, It was Iran because they know, okay, what's it called? The American economy is not doing so well, so they need an excuse, all right, to change it, all right. People are going to be affected by it. They need a crash, and a cyber attack will be a perfect, legitimate way to crash the economy, all right, and change the system. And again, this all leading to the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. And we're going to say this over and over and over again, over and over and over again, like a broken record. It's a beautiful broken record, all right? But a lot of our people still can't see it, still want to talk against it, especially those of the circumcision that know that they're Israelites.
You about that. I know that's something that you mentioned in your letter about a year ago.
I think the most important thing is that we keep the Western world free and safe for democracy. You know, and people like this have gotten away literally with murder for 50 years. So that's far more important. But, you know, as a corollary to that, you got to expect there'll be cyber attacks or terrorist attacks either here, around the world. You know, banks may be targets, so may, you know, plenty of other people. And we always try to be prepared for that. We never try to predict when, why, where. We spend a lot of money protecting ourselves for cyber. We think it's part of our job. But I've always said I would consider that one of the highest risk banks bear. Not just the cycle, cyber.
See? So not just the credit cycle, which is a lot of banks are concerned with, all right? And I'll when I do a lesson on that. There's I've been hearing within the financial world that there's a credit cycle situation where too much debt and a lot of delinquencies. Okay, so which that's another sign of an economic crash. But he said, but again, cyber attacks affecting the banks. This is top priority. This is what Jamie Dimon said. Top priority. Okay, now let's connect it all with the war. Check this out. Okay, because America's not doing so well in this war. They need boots on the ground. Okay, they need to control the Strait Hormuz. They can't have Iran controlling the Strait Hormuz. And now check this out.
President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion of your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
Let's play this again, bro. I watched this so many times. He didn't even hesitate. This is the foreign minister of Iran speaking with NBC News schmuck. You know, check this out. We're going to do this again. Man, this thing is getting spicy, man.
You know, hitting their targets in a very precise manner.
President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
He didn't even hesitate. He said, no, we are waiting for them. Okay? The Iranians, the Persians have been waiting for boots on the ground for decades. All right? So, this is where it's leading to. And they got the narrative, the cyber attack. Okay? And that's what it is. So, a cyber attack may be coming. I mean, it's coming. But when I say maybe, it may be coming. Could it be next month? Could it be in the summer? Could it be around September? Okay, but it's coming. All right, and this is to give America the excuse to send boots on the ground. Okay, and get ready for a draft because they don't have enough military personnel. All right, what you're seeing here, which I thought, you know, and we'll see with Venezuela. You know, I thought Venezuela was the Vietnam 2.0, which that we'll see how long America's able to maintain that. But I'm using Vietnam as an example because Vietnam is a great example of what America is about to embark on. It's going to be 10 times worse. Okay, bigger, more bloodier. Okay, more bodies. Okay, we're the final generation. We're in the end times. So get ready for a draft like Vietnam, but 10 times worse. All right.
You were waiting for the U.S. military to invade?
Missiles are still in place and you know, hitting their targets in a very precise manner.
President Trump has not ruled out boots on the ground in Iran. Are you afraid of a U.S. invasion in your country?
No, we are waiting for them.
I love that part. We're waiting for them. Bro, hey, man, we in these times, man, the Lord is making things happen, all right? Hey, man, let no man take your crown, okay? All right? Keep your hand on the plow and keep pushing, man, all right? Don't let the little stupid shit that's going on in your life affect you from salvation. We're almost out of here. Yo, he didn't even hesitate. He said, we waiting for them. This is on some gay. This is, yo, man, this is gangster shit right here. Let me keep playing. Look, look, look. He was speechless. He didn't know what to say, the fucking NBC schmuck over here.
You were waiting for the U.S. military to invade the ground troops?
Yes.
Yes.
Because we are confident that we can confront them, and that would be a big disaster for them.
Right. Because, yo, does anybody, man, this is longer than I anticipated, but, man, the Spirit's on me. Yo, all these people talking about America's got the greatest military. Well, pattern recognition, this is where, again, IQ, you Edomites, mainly you Edomites, and then you dumbass Jakes too, because you Jakes are dumb. You got the dunce cap on. Did America able to defeat the Taliban in Afghanistan once again? That was 20 years, okay? And this was the Taliban. They didn't have an organized military, okay? They didn't have, precision missiles. They didn't have drones. Taliban was running around with sandals and an AK, okay? Also in Iraq, okay? Iraq is the bulk of the Iraqi people are leaning towards Iran, okay? So now, and let's look. And Iraq is very small compared to Iran's territory. Now let's look at Iran's terrain. Okay. Iran's terrain is characterized by a high, arid central basin surrounded by rugged mountain ranges, primarily the Zagros and Alborz. Over 50% of the country is mountainous. Sounds like Afghanistan, right? Featuring steep ridges and deep valleys with extensive central salt deserts. So there's even deserts. Okay? And fertile coastal plains, right? Okay? Now, let's go to images. Show you. Yep. This is good. Let's go to a large image. All right? Because, this is why he said we're ready for them. Okay? They got missiles in these mountains. All right? They're in the caves. They're in the tunnels. All right? Man, there was one. Here we go. Look at this. All right? This is their mountains. All right? This is what America's got to deal with. Okay? All right? Now, obviously, if the American troops, all right, and the generals know, if they want to gain a foothold, all right, especially where the Strait of Hormuz is at, they have to attack here. And this is why they have the Kurds, okay, and the special forces and the CIA, all right, creating all these problems over here to draw the Islamic Republic Guard up here, okay? I believe this province of Kurdistan, okay? And they're using the Kurds, who the Kurds don't like the Iranians, okay? Which that's got to be a problem for America and NATO because Turkey doesn't like the Kurds, okay? So, you're seeing America arming Turkey's enemy. So that's going to create more problems with NATO, the Bishahit the whore. See, it's getting spicy, man. The Lord is moving the chess pieces, man. Watch the Lord work, man. We're in these times. All right? But that's what the idea is. America's trying to draw the Islamic Republic Guard, okay, over here so that they can bring the boots on the ground here and so they could take over the Strait of Hormuz because that was the goal. All right, to take over the Strait of Hormuz. That's what it is. They want to control that, okay, major oil export. So this is why boots on the ground. And again, he said they're ready. Okay. So let's keep playing.
You're saying that Iran is ready and willing to take on the U.S. military if there were to be ground troops?
Well, we were ready for this war even more than the previous war. So you can see, the quality of our missiles, how much they are upgraded after the last war, because we learned lots of lessons. And we are prepared for any other eventuality, even, a ground invasion. So our soldiers are prepared for any scenario. When I said that we are waiting for them, it didn't mean that we are waiting for continuation of the war. No, but we have prepared ourselves to confront with any scenario, with any eventuality.
Well, they're gonna continue because there's been several reports from alternative media that Donald Trump was trying to have some type of negotiation, all right, ceasefire, and the Iranians said no. You're gonna eat these, okay, missiles. Okay, you're gonna eat these drones. Okay, yeah, but Fox and CNN not gonna tell you that though.
Possibility, and we know that we can handle that.
Are your allies Russia and China helping you?
Yes.
Well, they are supporting us politically and otherwise.
Are they supporting you militarily?
Yes.
Well, military cooperation between Iran and Russia is not a secret.
You notice, hey, the Lord put the spirit of him to say Iran and Russia. He never said China. What scripture comes to mind? Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 38, Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38? Bro, prophecy is screaming. This is, again, speak the words of prophecy to our people, man. Okay? And he been letting you know that Iran and Russia been had a military partnership. Where did Iran get all this great technology? From Mother Russia. Okay? So the Ukraine war and the Iranian war are connected. Don't let this bullshit mainstream media confuse you. All right? We in World War III. It's a fact. It's official. Okay? All right? It's only going to get bigger. And there will be a draft. Okay? So,
have worked with each other in the past, and that has continued, and will continue, I hope.
And it will, because it's the will of the Lord, Ezekiel 38. So, yeah, man, let me finish off. 2nd Esdras chapter 15. Lord willing is edifying to the sincere Akim and Aqua that believe in Yahweh Bashim Yashai, that are waiting for, the deliverance, that are waiting for all these prophecies to happen, and are excited about them. All right? Because, hey, that's who salvation is for, the elect of the nation of Israel. But to the rest of you jakes that don't believe, check this out. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right. You know what? I want to see what this says in the GNT version. Because the GNT version be getting spicy. They be having spicy. 2nd Esdras 15 and 3 GNT. Let's see. Yeah. It says, don't be afraid of conspiracies against you, and don't be confused by what unbelievers say, because every unbeliever will die in his unbelief. Right. There you go. Hey, you're going to have our own people conspire against us, tell lies, bearing false witness, saying we're radical and all this stuff. When we just been bringing out the Bible, okay? Hey, those jakes that believe in the American, government and American military. Hey, the U.S. commanders are telling their soldiers that, hey, you're playing a part in biblical prophecy. This is all divine, the war of Armageddon. All right, to bring back baby Jesus. So, hey, they're with the wars too. So what do you have to say? See, the Lord is vindicating us, man. That's why we don't give a damn what you have to say. Or all you scoff. Well, there's the scoffers are minimizing now because we're here. So all the scoffers have been minimized. Now they just, they're hoping that it doesn't happen in their lifetime. Sorry, we are the final generation. I keep saying that. All right. This generation shall not pass till all be fulfilled. Yeah. Till all be fulfilled. Yeah, it's going down. Luke chapter 21, verse 32. Got to put in the red letter. This is from Yahushai, who the world inly calls Jesus. Verily I say unto you, this generation shall not pass till all be fulfilled. I want to see what it says in the NLT. I tell you the truth, this generation will not pass from the scene until all these things have taken place. Right? The prophecies. Come on, man. It's litty. AMP. I want to see what it says in AMP. I assure you, and most solemnly say to you, this generation, those living at that definite period of time preceding the second coming, will not pass away until everything takes place. Woo! All right? That's how we know you plantation Christians are wicked, man. You're praying that the war ends? No. All right? That means you don't want the Lord to return. See, war has to happen for the Lord to return. At least the U.S. commanders, they understand that. I'm going to keep bringing that out because now that's out in the open. Even the U.S. commanders want, who the world calls, ignorantly calls JC to return. But they don't understand that, all right, first of all, his name is Yahweh Shai. His name's not JC. That when he returns, it's to judge them and save the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, deliver the Israelites, okay, of the elect. Lord willing, I'm part of it. So, hey, Lord willing, as us edifying is getting spicy. Get ready for a cyber attack to hit the banks and infrastructure, i.e. power outage. And it's all necessary for them to, all right, bring about this New World Order prison house, digital prison house with the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, they already got the narrative. They're going to blame it on Iran. Cyber attack, Iran, which will allow Donald Trump to get the boots on the ground. All right, because, hey, war comes. This war is going to get a whole lot bigger, a whole lot deadlier. All right, World War III is getting spicy. So with that, I want to give all praise and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. All right, stay prayed up. All right, to the few sisters that are watching, that are sincere, hey, continue studying. All right, and when you pray, pray Jag cover. We're almost out of here, man. We're almost out of here. So stay locked in. Shalom.